Casio, rational algebraic expression. Simplifying.
Hello Casio Nation! Welcome back to another video of our Casio Tech Talk. And for today, we will discuss a grade 8 topic which involves simplifying rational algebraic expression. Now, take note that we need to master first how to factor polynomial expressions for us to be able to make this topic a bit more easier. Now, let's start with our discussion. Now, here we have our first given x squared minus 4x plus 3 over x squared minus 1. We need to identify the different factors of each polynomial in the numerator and the denominator if there is available. Now, take a look at this one. X squared minus 4x plus 3. So what we need to do is to check if there are any factor of this quadratic equation. Now, we can see that if we factor 3, if we try to find any factors of 3, we get 3 and 1. If we put negative to each other and we add both, we get negative 4, which is the numerical coefficient of our factor. So therefore, the factor is x minus 3 times x minus 1. Now, let's go with the denominator. X squared minus 1 is simply a difference of 2 squares. And in our previous video, we just simply need to get the square root of both the first and second term. Then the square root of x squared is x, the square root of 1 is 1, and we can just simply put the operation plus and minus to get our factors. Now, take a look. We have here x minus 3, x minus 1 in the numerator, and we have x plus 1 times x minus 1 in the denominator. So what we need to do is to simplify. Okay, I don't usually use the word cancellation because it might argue the different meaning of the word cancel. Meaning you might find it to be equal to 0. So that's why we just simply need to simplify. Meaning simplify is to reduce the fraction into its lowest term by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by its common factor. Now, what is the common factor between the numerator and denominator? That is x minus 1. So if I divide this by x minus 1, the numerator, and the denominator by x minus 1, then this will cancel out. Or x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 is positive 1. X minus 1 divided by x minus 1 is also positive 1. So we have here x minus 3 times 1 is x minus 3, and x plus 1 multiplied by 1 is x plus 1. So therefore, our answer is x minus 3 over x plus 1. Now, let's check on to our calculator. How can we verify if this is correct or wrong? For us to determine if our answer in problem number 1 is correct, is we just simply need to use the dual function evaluation colon function of our calculator. Now, first, we need to go to our mode 1 computation, and then we just need to simply put in and type in our given. Okay, so let's check. That is x squared minus 4x plus 3 over x squared minus 1. And then, we need to put the colon function and just simply type in our answer. So, our answer is x minus 3 and x plus 1. Okay? So, the next thing to do is we need to identify what values of x we should not be using or use for this algebraic expression that will make the denominator equal to 0. Okay, so we can just simply look in our factored form of our given, and the values that will make the denominator zeros are -1 and +1. So what we will be using here should not be those two numbers. So let's try to use 0. So when x is equal to 0, our given is negative 3. So for our answer, it should also be negative 3, which is negative 3. Now, for us to be more precise, let's use other values of x. So now let me use negative 8. So in the given that will be 11 over 7. And for our answer, it also values to 11 over 7. So let's try another one. Value of x, let's try 15. So when x is equal to 15, in the given, we have 3 over 4. And for our answer, also gives 3 over 4. That means even if we have 3 different values of x, it has the same value in our given and in our answer. Therefore, our simplified answer is correct. Now let's move on to our second example. Now we have 2x squared plus 5x minus 18, and we have x squared plus x minus 6. Now how can we do the factoring here? Let's check first if the numerator is factorable. So let's check. We have 2x squared plus 5x minus 18. We slide down 2 and multiply it against the constant. So we have x squared plus 5x minus 36. Let's think of a factor of 36 that when you get the difference, since this is subtraction, will be equal to positive 5. And that will be 9 and negative 4. So if we multiply 9 times negative 4, we get negative 36. But if we add 9 and negative 4, we get positive 5, which is the numerical coefficient of the middle term. Forgot to write 6. So therefore, the factor of the numerator is simply x plus 9 times x minus 4. But take note, we need to bring back what we multiplied to the constant. So we need to divide both by 2. So we get x minus 4 over 2 is x minus 2. But since this cannot be simplified, we just simply slide back the 2 beside x. So we have 2x plus 9. Now, let's go with the denominator. How can we factor x squared plus x minus 6? So we just need to think any factor of 6 that is, when subtracted, gives you positive 1. And that will be positive 3 and negative 2. Since 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, and 3 plus negative 2 is positive 1. So therefore, the factor will be x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 2. Now, we can see that both numerator and denominator has a common factor of x minus 2, which we can simplify by dividing both numerator and denominator by x minus 2. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is another 1. Then let's simplify. 2x plus 9 multiplied by 1 is 2x plus 9. And then x plus 3 multiplied by 1 is x plus 3. So therefore, this is the simplified equation or expression of our given function. Now, let's check if this answer is correct using our calculator. Now, the same idea we will be applying to verify if our answer in problem number 2 is correct. So, we need to type in our answers. 2x squared plus 5x minus 18 over x squared plus x minus 6, and then using the colon function, so we have to type in our answer. So that will be 2x plus 9 over x plus 3. Okay, so let's check which values of the denominator we shouldn't be using. So it shouldn't be negative 3 and positive 2, which will make x plus 3 equal to 0 and x minus 2 equal to 0 respectively. So what we need to use is any values of x that is not the two of them. So we need to press calc again. So we can use positive 1. When x is equal to 1, our given value gives 11 over 4, and our answer is also gives 11 over 4. Now let's check. Let's try other values. Negative 8. So when x is negative 8, that is 7 over 5 in the given. And in the answer, it also gives 7 over 5. Now let's try a higher value. Let's say 100. So 100, when x is equal to 100, then our given gives 209 over 103. While on our answer, it also gives 209 over 103. So that means our answer is correct in 3 different situations or values of x. So that's why our answer is correct.